Hi guys, welcome to episode 25 of Landing America. Today I have here my friend Natasha Kuznetsova from Russia. Welcome, Natasha.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation, Natasha. Tell us a little bit about your background and growing up in Russia. How was your childhood?
I come from Russia, Moscow, and from the age of 7, I started to learn English. I went to an English school, like taking extra classes, and from that age, I submerged to the atmosphere of English-speaking society. We had English-speaking teachers. It was so fun, especially for me as a child, and I used to watch all the American shows, and I knew that one day I will live in America. I was studying languages all my life. I speak English and Spanish. I studied it at university, and I knew that I wanted to be a linguist or a teacher or something with languages. So I graduated from Moscow State Linguistic University. And then I worked in several international companies, so I had experience with different kinds of people from different countries, and I know how to interact with them, what are their specifics about greeting each other, the way of they talk and all that. And I traveled a lot, so I met other people, and when I met any American people, I was like, oh wow, you live in such a great country. I'd love to go there one day. And well, here I am.
So what actually made you come here?
It was a year and a half ago, and my ex-boyfriend and I were thinking that it started to be like very gloomy and gray living in Russia, especially at that time when the war and all that stuff. And we also had situations with politics, and we thought that we need to move somewhere. And I always wanted to go to America, and he was like, oh, I have a friend, he lives here, he crossed the border and he can help us. I was like, oh wow, so we should go for it. And I had an apartment there in Moscow, and I decided to sell it so I could afford going to America, and I made all the arrangements. It took me a month to do all that, and then we left to Mexico, and through Mexico we went here. It was all legal. There is an application called CBP1 for legal immigrants. So we applied, we filled all the forms, and we came to the border at the right time when we were assigned to come. It's a political asylum. Yeah, and we need to have proof of bad things happening in Russia, why we are threatened to go back, why we can't do that, and we need to have a person, not sponsor, but it's the other word, but it's like sponsor, yeah, who can say that, who we can stay with for some time, and who can talk about us like in court if we need it. It was a person from my ex-work. We met online and we were talking for a while, and I told him that I was going to America, and he told me that he could help me. We put his telephone number, his address, and that's all what he was needed for. Like we don't need him for anything more, and that's why our court hearing is in Chicago, because he lives in Chicago, and we were supposed to be living there, but my ex-boyfriend and I decided to come to Miami because his friend lived here and he had a house, so we could live with him for a while. That's what we did. And there, by the way, I met with my husband in that house. Yeah, so it's so like many coincidences. There were no direct flights from Moscow to Mexico. We had to go through Istanbul, Amsterdam, and only then to Mexico. And then all the movement here to go from the border, which was in Texas, to Miami, to Fort Lauderdale. Comparing to prices in Russia, it's all very, very expensive. And when I got here to Walmart for my first time, I was like, oh my God, all these types of things that they have here, like all the candies and all the vegetables and all that in such big sizes. And at first I was transferring everything in rubles, wow, so expensive. But then I stopped doing it because there's no use. I mean, I'm not there anymore, and I am earning dollars and I spend in dollars, so dollars it is.
Have you been scared or have you felt safe since you came here with your ex-boyfriend?
No, actually, I was not scared because I used to watch a lot of videos about how people live here. I mean, YouTube videos, and I listened to some podcasts, indeed. And I knew that it was the right thing to do. And I was not scared. I believed that everything would work out as it should. And I think if I was alone, doing all that, going to Mexico, it's a dangerous place actually. I would have been scared, but as I was not alone, we did it together. So yeah, it was all fine. And when I got here, at first it was difficult because I didn't know anybody. I was like not alone, but I didn't have my girlies here to talk to, and other people were like strangers. I mean, we are together for one cause because we all came to America for some reason, and there were nothing else in common. So it was really difficult to live with those people in that house. But, well, difficult it was, but scary, never.
What did your family say when you told them you're going to the US?
Well, my mother was really afraid for me because it is so far, far away across the ocean. And it's not like she didn't want me to go. It's just she always supported me in everything I did. And she knows that I'm a smart girl who knows what she wants. And if that's what I want, then I should do it. And she supported me in that. But now when she watched the news in Russia, she's like, oh, there is this Trump president. He doesn't like immigrants. What will it do to you? I'm like, Mom, relax. Everything's fine. I'm a legal immigrant. And she's like, okay. Well, she's less scared now than before because, well, I'm married to a good man, and she knows that he cares for me, and he will I'm safe with him. So she is not worried like before, but anyway, she's my mother. Of course, she is worried. But at that moment when I told her that I'm leaving, she only had doubts that I won't have enough money, that I would be held at the customs or something like that. But apart from this, she was pretty happy for me.
Did you find a job right away when you got here?
Well, it's not like I was looking for a job because as an immigrant, I don't have a work permit, so I can't work. But I'd like to do my YouTube channel, and you really inspire me with that you left your job and you started doing what you really like, what helps people. And that's what I've been wanting to do for a long time. And before I came here, I thought, oh, I would come to America and I would have my YouTube channel about American life. But when I got here, I was like, are people really interested in what I do? I don't know. And I know that they are interested, but I have a feeling that they are not. It's a stupid idea that I have in my mind, but I need to overcome it, and I will. And I would also like to go study. I'd like to go to university to study psychology. I'm in the process of waiting for my work permits. After my husband and I got married, our cases were like united. And we have one case for now, and he will have his work permit soon, like in this month already, and I'll have to wait for a little longer, but our main court hearing will be held in January, which is really fast because in other states people wait like 3 years or more. Los Angeles and New York are the most busy states because all the immigrants go there. And I'm so lucky to have Chicago as a place for my court hearing. So after the court hearing, we are granted the political asylum. And after that, we can apply for green card. And after that, in like 5 years, we can apply for American passport.
What do you like about living in America the most?
I like that people are so open and very cheerful. They always smile to you, and it doesn't cost them anything paying you a compliment, like, oh, you look so nice, I like your dress. And they don't have to do it, but they do it because it's nothing for them. And back in Russia, I used to do the same with people, and they were looking at me like, okay, thanks. As if I said something weird. But here it's a norm, and I like that. And I like the weather, of course. Here in Florida, there's a lot of heat, sun. I've always wanted to live in the sun, but if you go a little further, you can go to different climate, and it's so amazing that this country has different climates, and you can like go from one place to other place and meet completely different people, completely different mentality and weather. And I really love road trips. So we take them a lot with my husband, and it's so cool that by car you can go anywhere. Like you don't have to take the plane. You can if you go like from Miami to Los Angeles, for example, it takes 40 hours. It's a lot, I know. But when you go there, you go through other states. You can go eat Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky, or you can go to Washington, see the White House. So it's really cool that you can travel by car and see all the amazing different places.
Was America as you expected it?
Yeah, I've always dreamt living in the sun, as I already told you, and now I live here in Miami near the ocean, and I love it about this place. And I traveled in other states too, and I met different people, like in some quiet place in Tennessee, I met a woman. She was working in some shop, and she was so surprised to see us Russians there. She was like, oh my God, I never saw a Russian person. And it was so cool to talk to her. She had this weird accent, Tennessee accent. And before, when I watched movies or series, I heard only people like speaking normal American accents. But that accent was like strange and weird. And I was so happy that I could meet so many different people with different lives, accents, and it was so cool. So I love traveling, and yeah, America has fulfilled my expectations. But I'm sure that there are a lot of more to see. American people are more happy, even if they pretend that they are happy. They pretend, they do it successfully. And when you are outside, you see a lot of smiling people. But in Russia, when you go down the metro and you see all these gloomy faces, it's just, I think it's mostly because of the weather. In winter, it's really cold, and people need to wake up when it's dark still. They need to go to work that they probably don't like. And maybe they are happy on the inside, but they don't really show it. And it's one thing that I was told about America, that people are hypocrites here. They smile at your face, but they talk shit behind your back. And I don't know if this is true, because I never faced such a situation. Probably about some people it is true, but I don't know. I didn't meet such people, and well, I like that they are very friendly and open-minded. And another thing I noticed about America that they really like holidays. And I like that they gather all the family for Thanksgiving or like Christmas. And even if relatives live in other states, they come here to be all together. And it's really cool. They create this cozy family atmosphere. And I missed that when I lived in Russia because I didn't have that friendly family. I think that some people do, but for example, if somebody lives in other cities than Moscow, they don't come to Moscow to celebrate some holiday, maybe for somebody's birthday, but for like holiday, Easter or New Year, they won't come. And it's really cool that they're family centered here. And I've noticed also that they are crazy about their flag. Flags are everywhere. And I like how proud they are to be Americans. So I like this because nowadays not a lot of people are proud to be Russians because, well, because of politics and all that. But anyway, I'm proud to be Russian because it made me who I am, and I love my country for its nature and for some people and the places. So, yeah.
Okay, interesting you mentioned that because for me it was the opposite. I always find American people very nice. And what happened to me is that actually Slovak people and friends have been really fake. So I had a little bit of different experience. Next question. What advice would you give to our listeners who would like to take the same route as you? Would you encourage them?
I know that nowadays it became really difficult to do that through asylum thing in CBP because it takes more time to get the date of your border crossing. For me, it was like I got to the last train, because after I passed, it all got more difficult, and people had to wait like for months to get the date, and they were in Mexico without income, and it's really discouraging. But I know that if people like to come to America, it's better to do it with visa or apply for green card lottery. I wish I did that. But I never did that. And well, if people want to run away from their life to magic America and they expect everything to change here, it will not, because everywhere we take ourselves. And if we don't change, nothing will change. And if you are ready to work hard to pursue your goals and be consistent in what you do, then you will succeed in America. America loves hardworking people, and I love this about America, that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. You can get any promotion you want, like anything. You can be anybody you want, and well, I'd like to say that people who want to come to America, they needn't be afraid. They need to do their thing and come here. Better with visa because it's easier.
That's a beautiful insight. I totally agree with you. That's basically the whole concept of America, right? I can be whoever I want here. I can be a president. I think we have covered it all. Thank you so much for being here, Natasha. It was a real pleasure having you. I appreciate you being so honest about your whole immigration story. I hope everything will go well with your process, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Tanya. It was really nice to be with you here, and I wish all the listeners good luck.